All right, so let me first share my sentiments right there. One, it's a beautiful piece of music, and Zoe is a fantastic songwriter and artist. But also, it has evoked chills on my skin. I have some goosebumps that have come on my skin for seeing a radio, as though he is alive and with us, and yet it's been close to a decade of him not being with us. And so it brings mixed emotions and mixed reactions. And I know that Andrew Kaggwa shares the same sentiments with me. Good morning to you, Andrew.
Good morning.
Don't you feel, freaked out?
I think radio is one of the most talented artists we've had from a newer generation. Mm-hmm. And so when he died, of course, he left a void. But when you hear very new material especially with trending words being sung by him, it definitely evokes emotions in both negative and positive ways. And which I think is one of the things that made that song more viral, because I think it came out like for about 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, the
original came out today, and then 2 weeks later, you did have this AI version coming out.
We got the AI version coming out.
Now that AI is actually our embedded conversation this morning, this is a piece that was done by someone unknown. I think I was asking you earlier that Songs Avenue, to which Azawi is signed, is actually not aware and did not give any rights to anybody to come up with this piece. And it begs the question, where did it come from?
Truth is, at the moment, very few people might know who came up with the radio version of Masav, which is the most challenging thing about AI. That, of course, the person that came out with that version has a musical ear. Like you cannot take that away from them.
Definitely, they have been in the industry for quite some while.
They've been in the industry for some time, but it also shows you how anyone can actually use AI to do what they feel like doing, because much as he gave us a song that sounds good, we cannot take away the fact that he violated radio.
Yes.
And he violated us
on a moral level, on a social level, like, on an arts level, on a professional level. So many violations are brought in.
There were so many violations, which are very hard to arrest, considering the fact that we just woke up and the song was on the internet, and we do not really know who came up with it. And it's very confusing that some people actually thought Azawi redid a radio song.
Oh yes, yes. Also, her song got lost in that wave. Okay, let's talk about generally the capabilities of AI for the music industry 2024, because this conversation wouldn't be so serious if these were not Ugandan artists, and if one was not alive and the other dead. But the fact that these are Ugandan artists that we know and follow and have loved, and it's happening with their music, what is the threat of AI to the rest of the artists in the face of the reality that many of them are refusing to protect their work? Many of them are refusing to have patent rights on their work. Many of them are still not understanding why they need to have the legalities around what they do as artists.
I think one of the most important things, because there are things you can prove they are yours. You could probably prove you wrote the lyrics. You could probably prove you recorded the song. But the most important thing, which is the moral part of it, which is the voice, is one thing most artists do not really care about protecting or patenting in any way. And yet, when it comes to AI, it's the most vulnerable one, because I might leave your lyrics, I might use AI to write me lyrics, but then I will need your voice, which I can get by inserting a song you did in AI so that it knows this is how this person sings, or inserting a couple of songs so that it knows this is how this person sings, and it uses that data to actually create a new song, knowing how you would pronounce a word like love, knowing how you would pronounce a word like masavu. Basically, it tailors
your
everything,
pitch,
your pitch and everything based on your past songs, on the way you pronounce things in your other songs.
Yeah.
It takes from that to create something new. Now, most artists are not talking about that, and yet I feel that is where the danger is. Like earlier, I was telling you of the Hollywood strike. There were 2 strikes at the end of last year. There was the writers' strike, and then there was the actors' strike. Funny thing is, the writers had more to deal with at that time, because at that time, AI had showed us it could write a full script. That is it. It will give you
a novel, it could be a movie, it could be a poem.
When it gives you a script, it gives you the first act, second act, and third act, like full well written. Like when you read it, it comes off as a very good story. So the writers were afraid that producers are going to discard them, which is very possible.
Yeah.
Producers are going to discard them.
I mean, why not? It is saving the production money.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if there's a tool you can invest in to give you that same quality and efficiency.
True. So the writers went on strike because they wanted to be safeguarded, and they got the safeguard. But as the writers were still striking, the actors went on strike. And by the time the actors went on strike, AI had not perfected videos. Like the one video that existed was of Will Smith eating spaghetti, and it was ridiculous. Like it was bad. You look at it and you're like, cinematographers, we are safe. Like if this is what AI is bringing, we are safe.
It has nothing on us.
It has nothing on us. But when you think about how much AI has moved between that time and now, like,
and it's barely a year of that
it's
strike.
barely a year, and Sora came out, I think, 2 weeks back. Sora is a new AI programming that creates videos. It can create a full minute video.
And so it can collect data from within itself and resonate it together to formulate a sensible video.
Yes, which is, it's called text to video. Like you give it text
and it visualizes
it visualizes the text. So now you get what the actors were actually arguing about when they argued about AI, because by the time they striked, there wasn't really a threat, but their fears were, we want to be safeguarded that our likeness will not be used in future movies without us getting hired. So, like, the issues are there, though most Ugandans believe those issues do not concern them. Now, when it comes to art and Uganda and why someone should be scared and should care, one, if you walked on the streets of Kampala today, there are chances you're going to find a billboard with AI models.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, yes.
Because you already have them on socials.
Yes.
Like you look at a company announcing something, and those are AI models. Like there are things you can see. At times AI is too perfect. Like the lighting is too good. People's hair is too good. Their skin is too good. Like you look at it and you're like, okay, I don't think these are real people. So we already have that, which means a good number of Ugandan models are losing jobs because of AI. And if it goes on, it will come to the industry. People will lose jobs as producers, which means I could just describe something and AI will give me music, and I will probably use that music in a movie without necessarily paying a real artist. Or I will get Weasel's voice because I feel like there's something I want him to sing for me, but I cannot afford Weasel, and I use AI to sing it, and then Weasel can't really sue me because I did not steal his song. But then there is no law that stops me from using his voice. So, like, those are things I feel like artists need to think about, but at the moment feel like they are not.
Okay, so we have looked at the disadvantages or the downside of artificial intelligence, but of course it also didn't come here to destroy people's jobs intentionally. There's a reason and purpose for which it was designed and created. And from your perspective, why was it initially designed, or why is it being designed and created? What purpose is it primarily supposed to help everyone, especially in the arts and music industry, and what opportunities are there to leverage on it equally?
You see, funny thing is, some things are not really created to enhance. Some are just created to give consumers an easy life, but they do not necessarily give the creatives a lot of benefit. Like, one example of those is streaming. Like, streaming is like pirating. When you think of the number of movies you watch on Netflix, by paying about $10 a month, and you think of the number of movies you would have watched with $10 at the cinema. Like, at the cinema, chances are you watch one film with $10, which is beneficial for the filmmaker. He's making his money because you've paid 10. If you come with a brother, the brother will pay 10. If you come with the family, everyone will pay 10. With Netflix, you pay $10 and you can share the account.
All those people.
And then you're not even watching one movie. You might watch 100 movies on your $10 a month. So that worked for the consumer, but for the filmmaker, that doesn't make any business. It's the same thing with streaming music. Like, you pay your 10K on Spotify, you stream all the music that comes out in a year. But the person that made the music is not making a good killing out of it. So it's the same way I look at AI. Like, it's easier for us who could be out, who want to manipulate things. It's easier for us. For the creative, there are not very many benefits, though it's not entirely bad. There are some benefits. For instance, I write, and technically when you're writing, chances are you must edit yourself. AI,
you'll probably get a block at one point, a writer's block.
You get a writer's block, and AI is very good when it comes to editing. More so, when it comes to editing text. You write, and then you try to edit with AI, and it will even suggest, like, here
a better way to rephrase.
You're not using an active voice. You can use an active voice and you say it like this. And so you can choose to follow the prompt, and you're like, okay, let me change that to this. And then it shows you, it would be nice if you added a couple of figures here because it gives perspective to this. Now, those are advantages. I know there are people that are using AI to write their entire essays, but like, at least I'm a creative. I do not work like that. So on a creative purpose, it can actually guide you to make your work better. That's for writing. Even for production, you could be like, okay, can I layer in one more instrument, and probably to give you an amazing layer you might not have thought about, which is fresh, which is good. Because the dangers of relying on AI to create things for you is that it doesn't have personality. I've seen it with many essays people have written with AI. You read them and the grammar is right, like the words are placed well, but there is something, there is no personality. You do not hear a voice. It's like a pile of good words put together, but they do not have a feel. So it doesn't have a personality, which is the only good thing about it. It not having personality means writers are not going to be extinct, at least writers.
Which begs the question, what is the future of the arts industry in light of such advancements in the technological world?
It's going to be a hard world.
Because clearly you don't need to study, you don't need a certificate, you don't need a degree. Like, all those are taken down the drain. You just need to sit down on YouTube for about 10 hours, learn how to go, and then voila, you can put things together.
When you see how it's perfecting animation, like, like it's really perfecting animation, more so still animation, photography one. At the moment, I do not know how many animated pictures are coming out and they were really done by animators or by AI. I believe we have more AI animated pictures than we have original ones created by people. So
what's the future?
The future is, it's here. One, like we cannot hide ourselves in the dark, like, oh, it's here, what are we going to do? It's here, we need to find ways of using it to create not even a balance, to create something way better. Like, let's use it to beat it at its game. We use it to create something way better than what AI would have given you. Like for video, like I know people that are starting to find ways of using it for cutaways, short video cutaways. For production, people are using it to layer in more instruments which maybe they cannot find in Uganda. But there are many things someone can do with AI for the future.